Hey everyone, thanks for coming by and checking out the new page. This channel's gonna be really fun. If you know anything about me, I love to tear things down, tear things apart, remake them, repurpose them, make them pretty again, or just use them for what they are not intended for. So kind of the whole point of this channel is I'm getting to do something I really love to do. It's a big hobby of mine. And B, well, I do so many projects that I run out of room and I run out of things that I can actually use things for. So this way I will be able to get to do all the projects that I like. I'll be able to come up with some wild and crazy ideas, and the subscribers will get exclusive access to them first before I post them to the general public. If they sell, great, somebody else gets to love it. If not, I get to keep it. So I'm okay with that. Let's get to the first project. What I decided to do with this one is I'm going to show you how I turned this, we're going to try my editing skills and see how good I am, into this. All it took was some tape and some spray paint, of course, and voila, I have a Dallas Cowboys refrigerator fit for any man cave or she shed. So, and I'm a huge Dallas Cowboys fan, so it's a double for me. Now, without further ado, roll that beautiful bean footage. Today's project, I will be turning a boring mini fridge that I bought not too long ago into something fit for football Sunday. But of course, first things first, the boring part. You've got to clean it all up, get the dust and dirt off of it, because it has been in storage for a little while. So I'm not really quite sure of my design at this point, but I do know that I don't want to get any paint on the back coils or certain other areas of the fridge. So I'm not sure if it's really something that would mess the fridge up or hinder it in any way, but just to be safe, I'm going to go ahead and use some packing paper and some masking tape and just protect all of that and tape it all off. This probably took me a lot longer than it should have, mainly because the coils aren't really in easy shape, and because I decided to recycle some old packing paper I had some pulled out of some boxes, and it's not really the most cooperative of materials. While I finish up, I will let you know I looked online for some sports themed mini fridges. I only found one company and could not believe what they are charging for a boring basic design. It's more generic than a store brand. Some people's children. Here I am covering the hardware and the rubber seal on the door because I wasn't quite sure how it would stand up to being painted, but I later went back and changed it because I think the fresh white looked a lot better than the aged yellow. Be sure to keep the room well ventilated. You wouldn't want the paint fumes to go to your head, causing you to root for the wrong team now, would you? Which is any team besides Dallas. I used 3 different colors of paint. I used a regular basic cheap white, a metallic silver, and a navy blue. I don't really have a particular brand of paint that I prefer. It just all depends on the color, the project, and the price at the time. Okay, now to some fun stuff. I am going to start off by covering it with a base coat of white. Now, y'all saw me shake the hell out of that can because, especially with the cheaper brands, you want to make sure you shake the can a lot, because otherwise it'll sputter and spatter and it's just no fun. So if you're going to go for the cheaper brand to save on cost, just make sure you take a few extra minutes to shake it well. Now I'm 1000% positive that all of you at home can do this much faster than I have, but I wasn't kidding when I said earlier that my favorite thing to do is to spray paint. So it's not unusual for me to take my time and draw it out and just have fun with it. Another reason it's going to take me a little longer is I'm not really quite sure at this point in the process what my design was going to be yet. So I wanted to make sure that the base coat could stand on its own as a layer of paint because I know white's going to be in the design and I'm not really sure how I'm going to utilize it. So I'm just making sure that I don't have to go back over it again later because I didn't do it right the first time. Now that I have used the whole can, it is time for me to start thinking of my design, which is the hardest part for me. I've got so many ideas and I never know which one I think I like best until it's on there, and so I like to draw them all out. That way I can kind of get a feel for what I think it's going to look like. Here you see me drawing little squares. I can't draw a stick figure to save my life, but I do know how to draw an arrow and point somewhere. So what I do is I normally draw like a little box like you see there, and then I will go ahead and draw what I want the front, the sides, and the top to look like, and then just throw out a couple of designs, mix and match the colors, and see what I come up with. As you'll see, I kind of played around with the stripes being vertical or horizontal, whether I wanted them to go across the top, across the front, across the sides. I also played around with whether or not I wanted it to be white with blue and silver accents, blue with silver and white accents, silver with white and blue accents, whether I wanted the star on the front, on the side. I kind of played with a whole bunch of different ideas until I just came up with what to me felt right. I do know the one thing I was kind of certain on is I am going to be spraying some chalkboard paint on the sides of the mini fridge, because I do know that in my she shed, whenever we're playing darts or anything like that, we always need something to keep score on. So I figured, how cool would it be if the side of the mini fridge was actually a little chalkboard so you can keep score. By the way, I'm referring to a clear chalkboard spray. It's not like a black. It's not going to mess with the aesthetics. In fact, unless you're told about it, you probably wouldn't even know that it is a chalkboard. And yes, I realized that it reads backwards. I had no idea it was going to do that at the time. Okay, now that I have the design, it's time for prep work. I'm using two different kinds of tape, a painter's tape and a masking tape. One's just a little thicker than the other one, and I'll explain why I'm doing that here in a little while. Right now, I was going to cut a star out of this paper, kind of like a template. That's why I was measuring on the front. But as you can clearly see in this video, I have no earthly idea how to draw a star, and it's frustrating me. And yeah, let's just say it took me forever to figure out how to draw a star. I still couldn't tell you really how to draw a star. You don't really understand how hard it is to draw a star until you actually have to really draw a star that's anything other than a scribble. It is literally one of the most frustrating things I have ever tried to do in my life, and I've raised 3 boys. I decided, you know what? Let's move on. Stripes. Easy, simple, I know where they go. Now all I gotta do is measure them and make sure they're straight. Sounds simple enough. What I'm not showing you is in between the takes is me getting more and more frustrated trying to draw a stupid star. The star isn't the only distinct part of the Dallas Cowboys logo. Also the stripes, because they carry it through different merchandising, they do the branding with it, plus their uniforms like shown in the helmet right here. Here on the jersey, snugly around Witten's arm, football pants, modeled here by Jason Witten's nice tushy. You're welcome, ladies. What was I talking about again? Oh yeah, the stripes. Since the painter's tape is wider than the masking tape, I'm going to use 2 pieces side by side for the center stripe, and then I'm going to use a piece of masking tape on each side for the thinner stripes. Since I've already painted the fridge white, I just apply the blue paint, remove the green painter's tape to apply the silver paint, and then remove the masking tape to reveal the white stripes. Here is where I'm going to be putting the masking tape. Here's where I'm going to put the 2 strips of green painter's tape and then 1 more strip of the masking tape. See, I told y'all my arrow game was on point. No pun intended. But now back to the star. I'm not going to let it beat me. Told you I'd figure it out, and you were worried. No, actually, since I'm actually making a video for YouTube, I don't know why it didn't dawn on me to check YouTube. So I did, and there's this really cool thing that you can do in a way you can cut paper and then unfold it and it makes a star. And again, I cannot draw a star to save my life, but I do know how to cut a piece of paper so that I can unfold it and trace a star. Yay! Either way, it worked. I don't care. So I've got the tape laid down. As you can see, I am now spraying the blue all over. So now, since I did the base coat in white, laid the tape down, and am now going over in the navy, my job should be 20 times easier than normal. That is how you prep to the way you paint. Just watching the video again is making me so anxious for the reveal. So here I am pulling off the green tape, which, like I said, is where I'm going to be spraying silver. Now here's the problem. I wanted to do the star first, as you see in this little snag right here, but I couldn't figure out how to draw a star, so I did the stripes first. Well, now everything is not going as smoothly as it should have. The star should be underneath my stripes, so that I would just have to pull that green tape. But it's not. It's on top of my stripes, which is making me have to go around it. No big deal. And I don't know what happened, but somehow all of the footage of me spraying the silver is gone. So fast forward, and we are now at the reveal, which I probably should have waited a few minutes and let the paint dry a little bit more, but patience is not a virtue that I possess. So here we go. Okay, so I only used the masking tape because of the width of it. I actually hate using it for painting because it's kind of hard to keep the paint from bleeding. So I'm trying to pull it off as slowly as possible, as you can tell, but there are going to be a couple of little spots where I'm going to have to touch up. And there you have it. It turned out perfect. I still have some paint right there, or not paint, the painter's tape that I need to peel off, but as you can tell, it turned out great. I'm actually very happy with how this turned out. If it does end up selling, I will be making another one for myself. I'm just in love with it. I'll fast forward here a little bit, make it go a little faster as I'm peeling off the rest of the painter's tape, and then here at the end I will show you another reveal after I did a few touch-ups and added a top coat to it and everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, learned a few tips, and if you have any suggestions or better ways of doing things, feel free to let me know. Ta-da! A couple of touch-ups, a top coat, and it's not perfect, but I think it's far more interesting and so much better of a design than the ones that are selling for $600 online. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to like this video. Now, as you know, all of my viewers get exclusive first dibs access to my projects before they are offered to the general public. But did you know that my subscribers get exclusive pricing from yours truly? Consider subscribing. See you next time.